Hello everybody, it's TJ from New Zealand Mysteries. Thank you so much for being here. We are looking into a case about a young lady called Cieha Taylor, and it's part of our Stories from Around the World series, and it happened in Florida, USA. Quickly before we get into this young girl, my computer is not working as it should. I can't run OBS. I spilled, a vape liquid bottle actually exploded, went all through my computer, all over myself, and the company that makes the product I cannot get hold of for days and days. I've emailed and tried to contact them, and they're just ignoring me. So I'm just going along with a computer that's not working properly. And then I just realised before that I had recorded a whole episode without plugging in my microphone. So if you've had one of those days, I can sympathise with you about it, because I'm having one of those. But this is important, this story, so we're going to look into what happened to Cieha Taylor. So I went to NamUs first, and she is actually on there, which is fantastic, and it was put on there about a month after she went missing. So let's take a look. Date of last contact, February 6, 2020. So nearly a year ago, from Plant City, Florida. She was 28 years old. Now she would be 29. She is a female, a white Caucasian, height 5.6, or 5'6", I should say, 170 pounds, and she obviously is a white Caucasian again. So Plant City, Florida is in Hillsborough County. Circumstances: on February the 6th, 2020, at approximately 4 p.m, Cieha Taylor left a residence on Cowett Road in Plant City after dropping her boyfriend off. Cieha's car was later found approximately 7 p.m, abandoned at East Trapnell Road, just west of Jap Tucker Road in Plant City. Her car was found unlocked and running on railway tracks. So this already sounds like something very odd. For the physical description, she is red or auburn hair, it says, but then it says reddish brown, curly past her shoulder. She's got brown eyes. Now she's got a number of tattoos. She's got an infinity sign on her upper chest, a sun on her upper thigh, 2 X's on her upper shoulder, a ladybug on her lower leg, and a rose on her inner lower arm. And we can see here there's a couple of pictures with her tattoos. No additional case info for transportation or clothing and accessories. If we take a quick look at this pic, you can see the affinity sign there. She's got very short hair here. In this one, you can see the rose on her left forearm. Here is a copy of the missing persons poster that they have been handing out. It's got a few photos and the information for who you call for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, but I'm going to put that in the description box below. Or if you're on podcast, I'm going to put it obviously in the podcast episode description. So we want to get a better understanding of the story. I'm going to nbcnews.com /Dateline, and this article was done on April the 21st, 2020, so last year, by Andrea Cavalier. Nearly 3 months have passed since anyone has seen or heard from 28-year-old Florida resident Cieha Taylor, and her family is desperate for answers. I'm worried about her every single day, Cieha's mother, Kiwibank Taylor, told Dateline. We just want to know where she is. We want to know if she's okay. And in this picture you can see quite clearly her tattoo there. Kiwibank told Dateline that Cieha previously lived with her in Dade City, Florida, but had been recently staying with her boyfriend about 45 minutes away in Plant City, Florida. So let's go take a look about Plant City. Plant City, Florida, on Wikipedia, says Plant City is an incorporated city in Hillsborough County, Florida, United States. Approximately midway between Brandon and Lakeland along Interstate 4, the population was 34,721 at the 2010 census. Despite many thinking it was named for flora grown at plant nurseries, especially vegetables and fruits as well as houseplants, in its tropical Gulf Coast climate, it was named after prominent railroad developer Henry B. Plant. Plant City is known as the winter strawberry capital of the world, and hosts the annual Florida Strawberry Festival in the late winter, which, if you are over there, is usually in February or early March. But of course, over here in New Zealand, we're completely the opposite, which is attended by people from all over the United States, as well as many people from around the world. And a side note, this is when she went missing, was obviously during the time when the strawberry festival would be held. If we take a look at Plant City on Google Maps, here it is here, and you can see, look, it goes out, there's buildings out either side for miles and miles and miles. And if we go in and look at where her car was found and where she was staying with her boyfriend, it's not actually that far out of the city, even though if you look around it, it looks quite rural. But I mean, this is a mobile home park which looks huge. So the boyfriend and her were staying at Cowart Road, which is down here. Now, from what I can gather, this is the railway tracks, so the car must have been found here up on East Trapnell Road. Whichever way she went, actually, it was going to take about 4 minutes to get here. So just, as soon as she left, basically. Very, very unusual. Let's get back to the article here. According to Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office press release, it was around 4 p.m. on February the 6th, 2020, when Cieha dropped her boyfriend off at his home on Cowart Road in Plant City, Florida, just a few blocks from a call centre where she worked. A few hours later, around 7 p.m, Cieha's black 2000 Toyota Solaris was found abandoned about a mile away on railroad tracks at East Trapnell Road. The engine was still running. Her belongings, including her cell phone, debit card, were still in the car. So immediately worrying that A, the car is running, that's not odd enough on railroad tracks, and then her cell phone and debit card are left in the car. Cieha's sister-in-law, Portia Taylor, who travelled from Iowa to help with the search, told Dateline it was unlike Cieha to leave her phone behind. She said, "If you know Cieha, you know she was never without her phone," Portia said. "She was always in contact with someone. We're just really worried about her." And I can understand why. Cieha was reported missing, and an investigation was launched by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Cieha was reported missing, and an investigation was launched by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. According to NBC affiliate WFLA, deputies have questioned Cieha's boyfriend, who was allegedly the last person to see her, but they have no leads at this time. Now, this photo here, her hair looks very dark brown, whether that's current or maybe she changes her hair from sort of reddish to brownish. Cieha's family told Dateline that about 3 weeks after Cieha went missing, her shoes were discovered on a drainage pipe along the road near the railroad tracks where her car had been found. A flyer announcing her disappearance hung on a post next to the shoes. Very, very odd. Kenitha told Dateline, "I feel like they were placed there. We searched in that area for weeks and never found anything. Those shoes were ones I gave her, and I definitely would have noticed them." Crystal Clark, the Chief Communications Clerk for Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, would not confirm further details to Dateline, but said, "Cieha's disappearance is still an active open case, and they are continuing to investigate. For weeks, family and friends searched the area around the railroad tracks, including the woods, but found no trace of Cieha. So I just want to pop over to whereabouts those railroad tracks are, and they were talking about the woods. So I'm guessing these are the woods that they're talking about, but I mean, they're not going on forever, so if she went in the woods, it wouldn't be far to sort of come out on either side, and to houses as well to get help. So not a huge worry or huge woods. The searches have ended due to the recent spread of COVID-19. Portia and her husband, who is Cieha's brother, returned to Iowa. Our world was turned upside down even before COVID, Portia said, and now we're even more worried. It's heartbreaking because we can't even go to Florida to be with our family or to help look for Cieha. And I suppose being here in New Zealand, we forget, because here in New Zealand we're at the moment pretty much COVID free, and we can travel all around our country, and we forget that half the world or most of the world is still in lockdown, and especially February last year, that was when the beginning of COVID started to go around the world. So absolutely a horrible time to go missing. Cieha's family describes her as a fun, upbeat person who doesn't let things get her down. She lights up an entire room when she walks in, Kanitha said. She's the light of our lives. We just need our girl back. Cieha's family hopes someone with information will call authorities. They have also set up a Facebook page, which we'll look at in a minute, with the hope of finding answers in her case. Cieha was last seen wearing a grey, white, blue and red striped dress, which possibly is the dress that we've seen in that picture, with a pink sweater over it. She is described as being approximately 5'6" and 170 pounds. She has auburn red shoulder length hair, and of course there's information down there for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. So I'm wondering, they probably are talking about this dress, but they're saying she probably had a pink sweater over it. So I'm going over to the Facebook page. It's called Finding Cieha, and Cieha is spelt Cieha, which is a different way of spelling it. And if you come along here, you're going to find heaps of information, and it looks as though the family, well, I can tell you that the family are posting very regularly. One of the pinned posts as we go into this page: hello Finding Cieha followers, we wanted to touch base with you all. First off, we want to say thank you for all your prayers, likes, shares, thoughts and support. We have quite a few new followers and wanted to touch base with you all. Cieha Annette Taylor, 29-year-old female from Dade City, has been missing since Thursday, February the 6th, 2020, last seen in Plant City, Florida. The Taylor family is offering a $6,550 reward for any information that leads us to finding Cieha. And it's got information about how to present tips, which I'll put in the description box below. This page was made in hopes of sharing Cieha's story and pictures so someone would recognise her and come forward with information that would help us find her and bring her home. As a reminder, this page is ran by Cieha's family. We see and read all your comments, so please be mindful and try not to speculate, as some things are very hurtful. At the end of the day, Cieha is our loved one. Please remember to be kind. I think that's quite an important message, because the internet, Facebook, the internet in general, can have trolls and can be quite confronting and quite mean. And sometimes in these cases, well, all the time in these cases, you've got to remember that, you know, the family are going to read comments and stuff, and you know, they're going through a tough time as it is. So speculation and making up stories and being nasty is not right at all. Carrying on, Cieha was last seen in Plant City, Florida around 4 p.m. on Thursday the 6th, 2020, dropping her boyfriend off at his friend's house off Cowart and Tracknell Road. So that's a bit different, because it was saying that was where she lived. Supposedly, the last people who saw her that day were her boyfriend, his friend, and friend's father. They have been interviewed by detectives. We have not been privy to what questions or information was provided during these interviews, as the case is still an open investigation. On Thursday, Feb 6, 2020, around 7 p.m, Cieha's car was found running abandoned on the train tracks less than a mile from her boyfriend's friend's home. The driver's side door was open. Her phone was found on the ground next to the car on the train tracks. A Plant City police officer came on the scene. Cieha's license plates were not ran by the police officer. The police officer got in her vehicle and moved the car with her belongings inside, moved it to the side of the road and locked the door. The detective will not release the name of the officer that moved the vehicle. We have been told there is an internal affairs investigation going on regarding this. Information has not been released about it. We have asked several times. We were told the train tracks where the vehicle was found located, and actual train had not ran on those tracks for over a year as they were doing maintenance on the tracks. And I wonder if I don't know, I don't want to speculate, if the person that left the car knew that it wasn't being used for over a year. I mean, were they a local, or did they put them there expecting that a train was going to come or something? During this time, from February the 6th to February the 9th, family began calling Cieha's phone multiple times and reaching out to friends trying to see who had seen her or spoke to her. Still not knowing, her vehicle was found abandoned on February the 6th. Her vehicle was not found until Sunday, February 9th, by a family friend. Okay, so that's different to the policeman finding it on February 9th. At the time a missing person report was filed, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, Cieha's family and Homeland Security have done searches several times in the area where the vehicle was found abandoned and around the area where the boyfriend's friend lives. Nothing has come from those searches. The police searches included canines and helicopters. 20 days after Cieha's disappearance on February the 26th, her shoes were found located not too far from her car, next to a light pole that had her picture on it, attached to a missing persons flyer. Family, friends and police officers searched this area prior. The shoes were not there prior to this date. It's if someone placed them there. Police recovered the shoes. They were confirmed by Cieha's mum that they were in fact her shoes. Very, very odd, because I'm sure if shoes were there earlier, they would have been found, no doubt. They say we have reached out to the FBI, who have stated they will not get involved unless the local police department, county or state police department called them directly to ask for their assistance. And of course the Sheriff's Office and the Sheriff's Office said they have not and are not planning to contact the FBI. Family says we have called and reached out to any and all missing persons groups seeking any help possible. We have tried to contact anyone we can think of that could help us get Cieha's story out there and her face seen, in hopes of someone coming forward with information that will help us find our girl. And that's what we're doing. We are helping these guys because we're trying to get it out there. We have been over every scenario and every possibility we can think of in our heads and still are coming up with nothing. The only thing we believe is Cieha was taken. Anyone who knows Cieha knows she does not leave her phone. She takes it everywhere with her. So the simple fact that her phone was found on the ground next to her car, abandoned, makes no sense. Along with her purse, ID, debit card and all other necessities found in her vehicle. No one disappears or vanishes. Please continue to pray for Cieha and our family that we find her, and we find her soon. Please continue to share Cieha's story and pictures. We pray by doing so, someone will see it, recognise her or remember something and come forward and let us know. Please help us find her. This is a situation that no family is prepared to go through or ever expects to happen. So the family are doing everything and anything they possibly can to get her story out there, and are trying to find anyone that can help. So If you live in the US, or if you know anyone that lives in the US, in Florida, please share this as much as you can. Share it to your Facebook groups, share it to your workmates, your friends, whoever. Now, the last thing on this page I wanted to go through, and it's very, very close, coming up in February on the anniversary of her disappearance. Join us next Saturday, February the 6th, 2021, for the 1-year anniversary date of Cieha's disappearance. We will be holding a remembrance gathering from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We will also have a search party going on as well during this time in the area Cieha's car was found. We will meet at the First Baptist Church of Plant City, located at 3309 James L. Redmond Parkway, Plant City in Florida, and go from there to the site her car was found. So if you're in that area and you want to help with the search, or just go along for the anniversary and see the family and support the family, that would be wonderful. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel immensely and gets the stories out a bit more. Like or dislike the video, whichever way you choose. It would be really much appreciated. If you hit the notification bell and you want to be notified when we have a case or cover a case, click all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that if you're around, thanks for joining me, and I'm going to see you or hear from you, or you'll hear from me on the next episode. Thank you very much.